Welcome to It's Good to Be Smart. I'm your host, Dr. Dave Mulder. I love to learn new things, and I hope you do too, because it's good to be smart. Today, we're going back in time to meet a scientist who looked at the world and saw something no one else did. His idea was bold, it was controversial, and it literally changed the way we look at the Earth. This is the story of Alfred Wegener, the guy who moved the continents. Let's set the scene. It's the early 1900s. Scientists are still figuring out how Earth works. Volcanoes erupt, earthquakes shake the ground, and mountains rise, but nobody really knows why. Enter Alfred Wegener. He was a German scientist born in 1880 who started out as a meteorologist. Yep, he studied weather. But Wegener was also curious. He read widely and paid attention to patterns. And one pattern kept bugging him: the way the continents fit together like puzzle pieces. Have you ever looked at a map and thought, hey, South America and Africa look like they could snap together? Well, Wegener noticed that too, and it set off a scientific detective story. Wegener started collecting evidence. Not just the shape of the continents, but fossils of the same extinct animals and plants found on continents now separated by oceans. He found matching rock layers and mountain ranges on opposite sides of the Atlantic. He even found evidence of ancient glaciers in places that are now warm. And it all pointed to the same idea. The continents used to be joined together in one giant landmass. He called it Pangaea, and then they slowly drifted apart. He called this theory continental drift. Sounds reasonable, right? Well, not everyone thought so. Back in Wegener's time, most scientists believed the continents were fixed in place. They thought land bridges, now sunken beneath the sea, explained those shared fossils. Wegener's idea of drifting continents sounded more like science fiction to them. And the biggest problem? He couldn't explain how the continents moved. He didn't know about the forces deep inside the Earth that could push entire continents around. Without a mechanism, many scientists dismissed him. Wegener published his theory in 1915. Some laughed, others ignored him. And sadly, he died in 1930 without seeing his idea accepted. But fast forward a few decades. After World War II, scientists started mapping the ocean floor, and what they found was amazing. Long underwater mountain ranges and patterns of rocks that showed the seafloor was spreading. In the 1960s, scientists put it all together into what we now call the theory of plate tectonics. Here's the short version. The Earth's outer shell, called the lithosphere, is broken into giant pieces called tectonic plates. These plates float on a softer layer beneath, called the asthenosphere, like cookies on warm frosting. And these plates move. They can crash together, pull apart, and slide past each other. And that is what causes earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, mountain building, you name it. So, Wegener was right. The continents do move, but it took new technology and new evidence to prove it. Let's zoom in on that Earth structure for a second. Picture the Earth like a giant peach. The crust is the thin skin we live on. Beneath that is the mantle, hot, solid rock that flows incredibly slowly over time. Then comes the outer core, made of liquid metal, and at the very center is the inner core, a solid ball of iron and nickel. It's the movement of heat and material in the mantle, kind of like a lava lamp, that helps drive the movement of the tectonic plates. That's what Wegener was missing. Alfred Wegener's story is more than just a cool geology tale. It's a window into how science works. Science is based on evidence. Wegener gathered lots of it and based his theory on the evidence he collected. That's how science advances, collecting evidence and making sense of that data to create reasonable explanations. Science is often met with skepticism. And that's not a bad thing. It helps us ask better questions. Doing good science means being appropriately skeptical of new ideas and wanting to see the data to back up the claims people are making. Science grows and changes over time. New tools and discoveries can shift what we believe to be true. Sometimes we think that science is all about memorizing a bunch of facts, but the truth is, science is something you do to develop ideas and make sense of the world around us. And that's really what Wegener's work helps us to see too. Wegener didn't have the full picture, but he asked the right questions. He was curious, wondered, collected evidence, and made sense of things by doing careful, thoughtful analysis, and that is what science is really about. So the next time you see a globe or hear about an earthquake or volcano, remember Alfred Wegener, the scientist who dared to ask, "What if the continents move?" His idea shook the scientific world, and eventually helped us understand how our dynamic, restless planet really works. Thanks for joining me for this episode, and nice work leveling up your brain power today. Remember, smart isn't something you are, it's something we become as we're learning. So keep listening, keep learning, and keep getting smarter every day. It's Good to Be Smart is created and produced by me, Dr. Dave Mulder, with the support of the National Science Foundation through the Robert Noyce Teacher Scholarship Program. Subscribe to this feed so you'll never miss an episode. And check out our home on the web, goodtobesmart.com. Until next time, keep asking questions, stay curious, and keep learning, because it's good to be smart.